Hey, good people. Welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. As I'm talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, my voice sounds almost normal. We shall see if it stays that way. In any case, I have the entire Natasha Denona My Dream collection, and I wanted to share it with you all in case there were things that you were considering or wondering about. And I also have a lot of comparisons. I won't say a lot, but just some comparisons in my collection of some of these products. So if you're interested in seeing all of that, keep on watching this video and let me know what you think. And it is mimosas and makeup. I was about to go into my normal, thing. But I currently have water. Tyrone just went to the store to get my mimosa stuff. So, well, he was going to the store and I was like, can you get my mimosa stuff? So he is on the way with that. So if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I would love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So Tasha has come out with the My Dream collection, and it's funny because when this collection was announced or leaked, I thought it was going to be our opportunity to create our own dream palette, but it wasn't. It was her dream, which is okay. Upon looking at the initial palette picture, I was really concerned that the palette was going to be too cool tone for me. I already have the retro palette. I had the glam palette and I didn't like it. I didn't get it. And then I got it and was like, okay, this is cool. I have videos on all of that, but just overall, I am not that cool tone girl. I don't mind going for them sometimes, but after getting the Pat McGrath palette, and as I said, having a few other cool tone palettes, I'm like, this is not something that I think I really want to get. When I saw the swatches, it really changed my mind because it really wasn't as cool toned as I thought. So I ended up grabbing the entire collection, and we are just going to go into all of that now. Now, I do not remember the pricing information for everything, so I will put all of that in the description box. And I did purchase the entire collection, which was $176, but I think if you purchase everything separately, it would be $195. I know this palette is $68, and typically these would run for $65. So all of the makeup seems to be increasing. Like Pat McGrath, her motherships increased $3. So that's not surprising, and it didn't really make or break me purchasing the palette. Now this is the midi size palette, which I think is a great size. I do have some of the regular Natasha Denona size palettes, the ones that are $129, but I would be completely fine if she did all of her palettes in this size because I'm just not going to finish it all. So let's take a look at this up close. And here she is. I think this palette is beautiful, and looking in this camera monitor, it still leans really cool to me. But there are some like warmer shades here that I really like, and I think this is going to be the perfect mix of warms and cools for me. So let me see if I can get this in any closer. Let's see. Now, I know many of you heard about spontaneous being spelled incorrectly. There it is. And that's kind of disappointing. Why? I'm like, Tasha, y'all didn't have anybody look this over. You can't even say this was like a unique spelling or anything like that because it does not make sense. Y'all see how I did that? Unique? Okay, I'm sorry. If you know, you know. But there's just no reason for that. I don't know what to say. Anyway, let me just show you the rest of the products. And then do we want to just see all the products and then swatch? Or we want to swatch and then see the rest of the products? Let me just show you everything first. So that was the palette. And then we have the My Dream Cheek Trio Blush and Highlighter palette. And it looks like this. So you have a blush, a cream base, and then like a glow powder. Now I think this was $48. And last but not least, we have the lip products. I'm gonna start with the My Dream lipstick. Here's what it looks like with the magnetic closure. Y'all know I love some nude lipstick shades. So we have that. I have never tried the Natasha Denona lip liners or gloss. So that will be a first for me. So we have the liner here in the shade Natasha, and the lipstick is in the shade Natasha. I don't know if I said that. And there's the liner. And lastly, we have the gloss, which is also in the shade Natasha. Now let me give you the shelf life on everything. The palette has a shelf life of 24 months. The face palette has a shelf life of 18 months. The lipstick and the gloss have a shelf life of 18 months. The lipstick, gloss, and liner all have a shelf life of 18 months. So now we're gonna get into the swatches of everything, starting with the palette. And as I swatch, I will give you the description and the texture of the shadow.
Chicken nuggets.
You would like some chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
You may have them. Unique. So the palette has 6 pressed powders, 2 cream to powders, 1 multi-chrome, 2 metallics, 2 sparkling duochromes, 1 high shine foil metallic, and 1 satin. It also says that there are 13 new shades. I'm not sure which ones are the repeats. I'm gonna have to find that out, but 13 are new. And Tasha's shadows are cruelty-free, but they are not vegan. Starting with the first row, we have Blackest Black, which is a matte intense black. And there's Blackest Black. Now I am gonna give that one more pass. Next is Aspiration, which is a matte dark penny brown. Serenity is a satin medium cool brown. Carpe Diem is a matte medium dusty peach. Now I really love Carpe Diem. That's gonna be one of my favorites. Last in the first row is Babies, a metallic light medium dusty rose. Ooh. All right, so there's row 1. Starting the second row with Instinct, which is a cream powder matte medium fuchsia. And look at that. And that's just one swatch. Look how pretty that is. Thrill is a sparkling metallic golden nude duochrome with a pink shift. Unity is a matte medium light pink nude. Risk is a metallic medium maroon. Invention, sparkling metallic tangerine duochrome with bronze and golden sparks. So here are the first 2 rows, and I'm gonna try to squeeze in the last row. The third row starts with Vision, a multi-chrome metallic, shifts of green, pink, nude, and gold. We're gonna do some comparisons of this shade. Just wanna show you that shift right there. Edgy, a cream powder matte medium dark eggplant. Spontaneous or Spontaneous is a metallic light pearl nude. Oh, that's pretty. Nurture is a matte medium cool nude. And last, another potential favorite for me is Familia, which is a matte medium caramel brown. And here is our palette, our dream palette by our girl Tasha. So let me know what you think about this color story. I really like it. I really do. I think what I like the most is having that option of going warm or cool and not being confined. And you know, there's even the potential of mixing warm and cool tones, which is one thing that I really like to do. So happy about the swatches. And yeah, I mean, now 1, 2, and 3, like these 2, I don't know, these 3. Well, more so this one and this one. look kind of close, but the formulas are different. I don't know, you know, how great I'm gonna feel about that because I like to have the different options, but we shall check it out. Now let's go ahead and get into the cheek trio. So again, we have the cream blush, we have the cream base, and then the Dream Glow. Yeah, glow cream base and the Dream Glow. There were a couple interesting points about the face palette. Let me just read really fast. So the blush, the shade Natasha is a new formula using a cross-linked gel tech for a flexible feel with a long-lasting matte finish. And then the glow cream base is an updated poured cream version of the Face Glow Cream Shimmer formula with a textured 3D printed surface for maximum payoff. So I didn't know that there was a purpose to that texture aside from looking nice. So I thought that was interesting. And then with the highlighter is a universally flattering neutral champagne highlight, in a new gel to powder formula with a glazed shimmering finish. And I read somewhere that so for the blush, it says a new blush formula in shade Natasha Mauve Pink Nude from the I Need a Nude Lipstick collection. Maybe it's just a blush formula of this lipstick, or maybe it was from the old I Need a Nude Lipstick. Don't get me lying, I don't know. Now the glow cream base is made with antioxidant lychee extract and luminous hydrating oils. So it does have the same embossing as the original I Need a Nude highlighter. And then I did tell you that the Dream Glow highlighter is a gel to powder formula that is new. So that's that. Let's go ahead and check out some swatches. So we're gonna start with the blush. That's a very pretty color. And next we'll do the glow cream base. That's pretty too. And finally, the Dream Glow powder. No, it is a gel to powder. It definitely doesn't feel like a powder. It's a, ooh. Oh, that's really pretty. All right, so here is the face palette. Love that. So really fast, let me just check. So I'm looking at the original I Need a Nude lipstick. So this shade is not new because the shade number is 11NB, and so is this one. So this is the same. This is not a new lipstick. So if you have the shade Natasha in the original lipstick, you don't need this one. I'm glad I don't have it because I would have been mad. All right, let's start with the liner though. So that's beautiful. Love those types of shades. And it's funny, when it comes to lipsticks, I don't really mind those cool tones. And here's the lipstick up close. Now, the picture of the original lipstick looks a little more beige than this. So let's see, this looks kind of pink. All right, so there is our lipstick shade, which is beautiful. Reminds me of Amorosa. I need to swatch that so we can see. I know she may have changed formulas. I don't know. I don't know if I'll care because I think the Natasha Denona lipstick formula is very nice. And again, I am new to the lipstick. So this is also in the shade Natasha. See if we can put that right in the middle there. So yeah, matches beautifully. It kind of has a very soft vanilla cake type smell. So now that we've swatched everything, let's do 2 looks with this palette and, you know, also make use of the lipsticks and the face palette and all that good stuff. I'm gonna tell you what I have on my face. Right now, I am wearing my Tatcha Sunscreen Serum mixed with the Natasha Denona Hygiene Primer. For foundation, I have like a half a pump of the Hourglass Ambient because that foundation is a little heavy for me, and a half pump I think did great. I'm wearing the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer with my Chantecaille powder, the Perfect Blur powder. That's, oh, and I have one, the Oma Beauty contour stick. I got one of those when I got the Freedom palette and I like it. It is really nice. Like, can you see it like right there? It looks good. I think it looks really good. And for my eyeshadow base, I have on the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Eden. And that's it, since we're gonna be putting on blushes and highlighters and lip products from this collection. So let's get started. Unfortunately, I still did not clean my brushes, so that's a shame. But we are gonna find some clean brushes in this little set here. Now on her website, she does have some YouTube videos demonstrating a couple of looks. So I kind of wanted to try one inspired by that, just because it would get me a little out of my comfort zone. So let's do that. And that'll be the first look. And then I'll take it off and then we'll do something else. And it's not gonna be exact, but just inspired by that first look. And y'all know I'm gonna have to use the Multichrome. So that's why I wanted to do the look that I saw on the YouTube video. Because that Multichrome vision reminds me a bit of the Multichrome from Trio Chrome. I was gonna say, remind me to bring out the Trio Chrome palette. I should get it now, shouldn't I? So I don't forget. I'm gonna get that, because I don't want to forget, because I don't even know which shades are the repeats, but let me get that, because I do have comparisons already sitting out for vision. So she's missing. She is not with her siblings. Hold on. I am not exactly sure where she is, but now I won't forget to compare her, because she must be found. That is one of my favorite palettes. And this is why you are going to be seeing an eyeshadow and makeup declutter video coming soon. I am not waiting for the end of the year. I have stuff all over my room that's going. Because losing Trio Chrome, no, that is a calamity. Let me get on with this, because now I'm preoccupied. I can't find the brushes. I don't know what happened to the brushes I had in my... I left everything across the room. Let me refocus. She'll be found. Like, it wasn't like I threw her away. But where is she? Starting with the shade Blackest Black. And I'm gonna be using a Sonia G mini booster. Yes. She started with a liner. I am not gonna do that. And then she started with Blackest Black for the shadow on kind of this outer area. As you can see, I am kind of applying this at a slant to try to attempt the cat eye effect with this shade. All right, that's enough black, because see, when you have hooded eyes, see that? This is doing too much. And I'm not worried about getting that on totally even, because we are gonna go into another shade. Now, I can't remember if she did Edgy or Instinct. I'm gonna go into Instinct, which is the cream to powder matte shade. And let's just go ahead and take it on the same brush and kind of start on the outer crease and join it with Blackest Black. And I'm gonna also put it on the middle portion of the lid. Now I'm gonna do a little circular motion to kind of blend it up just a little bit. And again, I'm not following this tutorial exactly, because I'm trying to think about what it looked like from memory. Now, as far as performance, I love how the black looked on the eye, or looks on the eye. It didn't swatch the best, but that doesn't really matter. And the cream to powder shades are shades that I don't think I really appreciated by Natasha Denona at first, but I have really come to like them. And I love, like, there's no effort to blending this out. Like, just because it's a cream, like, you don't have to put any more effort than you would with a powder shade, which is great news. All right, so that's what we have so far for the look. Probably blend this a little bit more together here. I'm gonna go into Carpe Diem. That's this one here, and let's just see Let me just try a little bit because I don't want to mess this up, because this blend is really nice. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. I'm using this to kind of soften and just have that gradient into the deeper shades. And usually when I do my eyeshadow, if you know me, I usually start with a transition. I usually don't start with the deepest and work up. I usually start with the transition and work down. But that's why I like watching makeup artists, because then I can learn just more techniques and get out of my comfort zone. Because sometimes when you put eyeshadow on the exact same way all the time, it can be boring. But I like learning new techniques. It's really inspiring. I'm leaving this area open as far as the deeper shades, but I'm gonna put a little more Carpe Diem over in this area. And I think that looks really nice. And same thing on the other eye, just circling this along the outskirts of Instinct. And Black is Black. And it just gives you an easy, smooth transition instead of the harsh gradient. Now I think you could take Instinct and blend it upwards even more to lighten it. I just don't prefer that type of color for the transition, but you could definitely do it. And see, it looks nice, like even the gap between my brows and that first shade, Carpe Diem, it looks really good. I don't like it to like be like that big like white gap, or I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but I really like this. This looks so good. All right, next we're gonna go into Vision. And Vision is our multi-chrome, and we are going to put that all over the lid. Well, we're gonna keep it mostly in the center. I want to have enough where we can see that green shift. And at the angle I'm looking at it in the mirror, I can see it, and hopefully you can see it right there. I think that looks great. Then I'm gonna do the same here. And I think this being a cream to powder shade, I think it is holding on to Vision really nicely, and there's no fallout that I am having to worry about. So that's nice. And you could add some extra pop if you want to by spraying with the setting spray or the mixing medium. I could have done that, but a lot of times when I do my first looks, I don't do that because I just want to see how the shades look on their own. Now I'm just slightly tapping into Black is Black again, just a little bit, just to kind of have that on the outer corner right here. I don't like the shimmer to go all the way to the end. I like to have the matte kind of merge into the shimmer. Or I could have taken Edgy and done it too. I mean Instinct, not Edgy, which was the cream to powder shade. I could have used that. So this is what we have so far. And now what I'm going to do is I want to go into a lighter shade just for this front area. And then we'll pick one for the inner corner highlight. I'm gonna go into Serenity. I was thinking about Babies, but let's go into Serenity. I think this was the satin shade. Now the brush I'm using is from ZC Cosmetics. It just came in one of the Alice in Wonderland palettes. And that's just gonna close up this gap. I mean, you definitely could have taken Vision and put it all the way across the front, but I just wanted to explore a couple of the shades. And lately I haven't been wanting to do that, but as long as it doesn't make me look like a clown, I don't mind. And I think that Serenity is a really nice segue into the rest of the eye look, so that's great. And the other cool thing, as most of you know about Natasha Denona palettes, is you can pop them out and mix and match and make your own palettes and then put them back. You just have to have some way of labeling them so you know which shades came from which palette. I think I've seen Lauren May Beauty do that a few times if you want to have a little temporary palette. So yes, I love that. And now we need the inner corner. Wait. Hello. What's up?
I need to update Roblox.
Oh, where's your iPad?
It's on 2%.
You're gonna have to bring it down here, August. I can't come up there and do it. Just bring. It's not gonna cut. If you bring the iPad down here and I just type in my thing, then you can go up and let it update upstairs. Just bring it down for a second. Y'all be real pressed about iPads being on two. Let me just go ahead. I'm going into Thrill. I think Thrill is gonna be beautiful for the inner corner highlight, and I'm using a BH Cosmetics. This is a very dense lid shader brush. I'm just gonna stick it there, like pressed. Now, on the look that Natasha did on the model, she did a lot more with black liner. She kind of made it have, I don't know if it's a fox eye, you know, when you bring the liner down to a point, and that looked really great. But because I'm gonna be taking this look right off, I just don't wanna do that. It made the look like real evening. You'll be waiting. And nighttime, and she did the black liners. This is definitely something I will wear to work for sure. And for the lower lash line, I kind of want to go into Nurture, which is this cool toned brown. Let's do that for the lower lash line. I think it's gonna look nice. And I'm not even gonna take any more Black is Black. I'm just gonna try to blend it up into Black is Black. And I don't even think we have to put any more on there to meet it. Yes. So there's our first look. I think that we should do the face palette and lipstick with the second look, and that way I don't have to worry about wiping it off when I take this look off. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get mascara and liner, and then let you know what I think about this one. All right, here's the finished look. I just put on the Isamaya mascara and went to look for Trio Chrome, and I cannot find it anywhere. Like, I've looked everywhere, and I keep all of my Natasha palettes together, so I don't know where it is. I don't know where she is, and I'm thinking I may have taken her out for something and didn't put it back in the right spot. And I hate when I do that. That is something that I do, and I am trying not to do that anymore because now I'm disturbed. I wanted to give you guys a comparison. Okay, well, I can't really fret about it. I did not use a liner. I don't know if I just said that because now I'm out of sorts, because I'm gonna be taking this right off and getting us into another look, maybe a warmer look. And then we're going to demo all the other products in the collection. So let me know what you thought about this look. As far as what I think, I really like this, and I modified the tutorial in a way where this is a look I would wear to work with no issue. Really didn't even need the liner, but if you wanted to have more of a dramatic effect, you know, you can put liner on. But I think this looks good. I think it looks really good. And it did take me out of my comfort zone because it really was starting kind of dark and grungy, but then using Carpe Diem as a blend out really just lightened up the look a little bit, but you still have that smokiness. And I think this is a look you could wear out, and you know, you can amplify the look, you know, depending on what you're doing, by using a darker lipstick, you know, with your blush and everything else. And I don't have any of that on. So let's get into another look and look at the rest of the products, and then we'll wrap it up. Well, we got a little ways for that, so let's get into the new look. I would also like to share that if I don't find Trio Chrome by Black Friday, I'm repurchasing it. That is one of my favorite palettes. That's all. Okay, I'm back. I found her. Guess what else I found with her? Why were they gallivanting in my nail polish drawer? Why would I do that? Y'all, I was like, seriously, like, what is this? I don't know, I changed the shade in here. I like that, I like it. I didn't even know love was missing. I didn't even know how much I missed it until just now. I know, something's wrong with me, but no, Trio Chrome, don't get me started on this palette. I'm not even gonna do it, do we still love her video, because I think I've already done one. I went and got me a mimosa while I was frantic. Let me take this look off. We are back to do look number 2 with the Dream palette. I feel good now that I found my Trio Chrome, because that was secretly bothering me. Now, let's get into this so we can go ahead and explore the other products in the collection. But the first shade I want to go into is the shade Familia. This is the one that's really calling to me. And I'm going to take this Dose of Colors tapered blending brush. Ooh, that was a close one, as Marky would say. Let's just go ahead and tap that here. Oh, I love this shade already. This is a gorgeous shade. Just taking that on the outer corner and then diffusing it up. So I just used some micellar water to get the first look off, and I put the primer back on, a little bit of concealer. I love this shade. So I don't know, Natasha Denona might have my favorite matte formula. I think she does have my favorite matte formula, like even over Pat McGrath. I love Pat McGrath's mattes, but I think Natasha's got a leg up. And I love those cream to powders. I mean, look at that. And you can even see like depth here and the blending out. I mean, it's taking no work. So I really like that. I'm just taking what's left and bringing it over to just give us that light transition. So that's what we're starting with. I'm gonna blend this a little more. The next shade I'm gonna try out is the shade Risk. I'm just gonna take that on a finger. It's a nice little burgundy metallic here. Just blending it together with the same Dose of Colors brush. And then I want to go into Invention. And that's the shade here. And that's the duochrome. It's really pretty. Just tap that on the first half and then kind of bring it over into the center. And this one has some sparkles in it, so do have like a little piece of fallout right here, but it's nothing that you can't just wipe away with your finger. So look at that. That is, yeah, like that. Hold on, let me grab bronze, because bronze is really sitting right here. I was gonna say, it reminds me of a shade that's in bronze. I haven't even begun to rank my Natasha Denona palettes. That would be a very trying task. But maybe I should challenge myself to do it. I don't know how I could choose between bronze and tриochrome, to be honest. Like, they're just two of my favorite palettes, like in my collection, like my whole collection, you know? Oh. Now this looks like a look you can get for real with the bronze palette. That's why I like the Dream palette. Gonna take a little Carpe Diem underneath the, well, not with that brush. Let's go back into the smaller ZZ Cosmetics brush. Take a little bit of Carpe Diem underneath the lower lashes. It's just a really beautiful color. Bring this down a little lower. Yes. And then for the inner corner, wait, let's go into Spontaneous. Don't, because that's what it says. Taking the BH Cosmetics brush that I used in the last look, giving us a little pop of color here. And here's our look. Okay, let's finish this off and then let's use the rest of the stuff in the collection. All right, you guys, here is the second look. Another everyday look. This would be one I really would do every day for real. This is like my go-to type of look lately. So love that. And I just put on a brown liner by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the double-ended liner in Copper Charge. And I just use the matte side. So thought that was beautiful. And you can, make the eye liner a little, more dramatic and everything if you want to use this look as an evening look. All right, let's get into this face trio. Starting with the blush. Now I'm not sure whether or not I need something dense for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this brush by Sydney Grace to pick up the cream. So let's go ahead and do that. And you could also use your finger, but I just wanna see what how the brush is gonna do. I see it a little bit. Can y'all see it? Use my finger for a second just to see. It's a really interesting formula. But yeah, it's not super deep though, but it definitely is that cream to powder. And it's matte, but it's a nice formula. And the brush is picking it up. It just didn't seem like it at first. Like I can definitely see the difference, but I feel like it's subtle, but it is picking up pretty easily. So there's the blush. Let's look at it from afar. So I think it looks good. I think it would have looked good with either eye look. Put a little bit on here too, because my nose, there we go. Now I look a little cold, but that's okay. Now for the base, the cream base, which is that 3D base, I am gonna use my finger. Okay, so you see that there. And a lot of times with the cream highlights, I like to use my finger and just kind of naturally blend. So I think if you don't want like a super, like a brilliant highlighter, this is a really great one. So it's gonna give you a nice dewy look, like the Lisa Eldridge highlighter, like the Merit Balm highlighters, like the Chanel highlighter stick, something like that. I think it really gives you a natural look. And the I Need a Nude highlighting powder, the one I'm gonna show in a little bit, it kind of gives you that same natural look. So I really like this a lot. This is something I would use all the time. So I'm glad that I got. So that just gives you a little bit of dewiness there. See what it looks like from afar. Yeah, I'm into it. But we are gonna try out the Dream Glow. So I'm just gonna take this highlighting brush from BH Cosmetics and go in to the Dream Glow. And this is a, let's see, because this is a gel tip powder. So this is giving you even more brightness there. So you can see. And the thing about the cream base and the Dream Glow, they're not glittery at all. It's just one has more shine than the other. You don't need to use them both, but if you wanted to have a little more impact, you can use them both, you know? So yeah, ooh, yes, okay. I like that. It might be a little dewy for some, but this is how I like my skin to look. And I think it looks great. I brought it over a little much here, but I don't even care. I love it. So now let's get into the lip products. We're gonna start with the liner. And I did have on a Kaleidos lip mask, so, but it didn't have any pigment to it. So this is, y'all see it? It's almost the color of my lips. So I feel like it's not really showing up. So I think you can see it right there. It's really light. So if you don't like some people like their lip liner to be deeper than the lipstick at times, you might have to go for one deeper, because for some people it may give you that like foundation lip type look. So here is the lipstick. I like foundation lips sometimes, depending on, you know, the look that I'm going for. I think this is gonna be too light for some people. Oh my gosh. This lipstick feels really good. It is so creamy. I don't know if this is a different formulation than her I Need a Nude lipsticks, because I love those. And then I know she came out with like a I Need a Rose, and that was a different formulation. So I don't really know what formula this is, but I love it. So yeah, it's like, look at that. See, I like this look. Okay, let's get into the gloss now. Could I go for something darker than this? Yeah, I could go for something a little more brown. I think would look great with this. I think like Lisa Eldridge Velvet Affair would be great. I think some of my Juvia's Place, like nudie type lipsticks would be great. So I think there's a lot of options, you know, for a look like this. This is like really easy to match up with what you have in your collection. And I can already tell you, I don't think this is a must-have from this collection. Natasha Denona has so many really good lip shades. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the gloss on top so I can let you know how it feels. And I don't think there is a need to have a gloss on this, because this is a really creamy lipstick. So, but I do want to try the gloss out. So it's the exact same color. It's not sticky, which is great. I do not like a sticky gloss. It feels good. So it's just adding a bit of shine to it. And I wouldn't mind just doing the liner and the gloss. You could do the lipstick or the gloss because it's so light. So here's what it looks like. It feels good. Like it is. I'll have to see, but I feel like these might be up there with my Pat McGrath lipsticks or lip glosses, because I don't really like gloss like that. All right, y'all, if you need to take a break, I understand. It's just that when I have something where I know there are comparisons, and because of the collection that I have, I definitely want to show you those things so you don't purchase things that you already have, or you have something light. Let's start with the face palette since that's what we were just using. I am gonna start with the cream blush. Now, again, this is not a very unique color of blush. Maybe the formula is, but the color is not. I did pull out the Natasha Denona Glam Face palettes just to compare those blushes. The formula might be a little bit different, but those are the first things that came to my mind. Now this is the deep palette. This blush is deeper, but I just wanted to go ahead and swatch it in case you were wondering, hey, is this close? So it is not. There is the new blush. This is the Glam Face blush in deep. I have the Glam Face light palette. Now this blush might be a little bit closer. This blush is still going strong. It's a different formula. Like this blush is really putty-like, whereas the other one is real smooth. It's different. I'm gonna swatch it. This one is a lot closer. Swatching it on the other side of our face trio blush, and there it is. So this one looks like it might be a little more peachy pink, whereas this one is a little more mauve, and this one is just not close at all. So those are the blush comparisons. I'm sure I have some comparisons in other brands, but I just wanted to go with what jumped out to me. I'm just gonna swatch the Cream Base and Dream Glow along some other Natasha Denona highlighters that I have. All right, so this is the Glow Cream Base. This is the Dream Glow powder. Here is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude highlighter that came out, I guess last year. And there's the swatch. So you can see they're very similar. The cream base to me has a little bit of shine. It's close to the Dream Glow powder as well. So if you have that one and you like it, I mean, this one's real smooth. Like you don't really need these two. So that's that. And we're gonna just check out the two highlighters in the Glam Face palettes. So let's start with the Glam Face Deep. Sorry, these are not lined up, but I mean, these are all right along the same kind of champagne-y line. Just formulas are gonna be a little bit different. Here's the Glam Face Light. And I'm interested in this because I've never swatched the light next to the deep. So this one to me is a little more, a little lighter, really close to this one, I think. So you can just see they're the same line of highlighters. And so on the face, I think the differences are very, very, very subtle. Let's get into what we all are looking forward to, which is the eyeshadow comparisons. And right now I wanna look at the Vision shade. So I've got some Natasha Denona comparisons as well as some indie comparisons. And here's Vision. Let's watch it here. So you see it has that flip. And I may have more shades than I have room on my hand. We're gonna start with Trio Chrome first before I lose her again. And we're going to, oh, you know what? Color flip. Oh, I don't think this is gonna be what I thought. I'm gonna swatch it above. Oh, color flip is not gonna be what I thought. It's close, because you see that green up there? It's close, but actually Vision has a lot more sparkle than color flip. So I'm sorry, look at color flip. Color flip is on my knuckles. And then Vision is right here. So yeah, these are different. I mean, a similar green flip, but the base color is a little different. And I think the smoothness, the texture, like color flip is really smooth. There's no sparkle in color flip, whereas Vision has a sparkle. So I'm glad I looked at that because I was thinking they were going to be spot on. Let's go into Divine Rose 2, shall we? Gotta bring this out. Hello. What's wrong?
I'm bleeding.
You're bleeding? Where? Okay, August. That is not blood. Hold on. No, it's not. I'm about to get you. We got VR Sextra Terrestrial here. Go in the pantry. There's a little Band-Aid if you want that. In the pantry where you get the snack. So color flip, Vision, VR Sextra Terrestrial. Slight changes in the base, but Vision is a bit more sparkly than both. Okay, I'll get you a Band-Aid. Let me get my Band-Aid. All right, let's look at Utopian Dream, shall we? And we're gonna look at VR Sex Stream. VR Sex Stream is this shade here. So this is Vision. VR Sex Dream. Again, I'm seeing more differences in the pinks, like that initial shade, but the flips are very close. This is Plain Jane Remastered, and we are going to look at AC112. It's this shade here. Just pulling out anything that came to mind that I saw in my collection. Ooh, that's a lot more prominent with this this pink. So you can kind of see the differences there. Similar shifts. Don't y'all love swatch parties? What? I'm sorry about that. So Marky has a very huge sensitivity when August coughs. Not when I cough, only when August coughs. Haven't been able to figure that out, but it's only when August coughs. Let's keep going with the shimmers. Got some more Indie Solar Expansion from Terra Moons. Oh my God. This might be a bit deep. This, see, these look like they're almost more like a black base. So you might be getting a little further away from our initial shade. Vision is right here. All right, so yeah, this one I would not call a dupe. Again, this is more black base. So look at these two. These are really, really close. Ooh, let me take my watch off. I have Centauri from Terra Moons. I think these, again, are gonna be a bit deeper. The shifts maybe a bit different. This is not included. Shift is completely different altogether because it doesn't have a green shift, it has a gold shift. But it's still fun to look at. Let's look at two shades from Cleona. We're gonna look at Smolder and Forge. So there's Vision again, and then we'll do Smolder. Smolder has a green flip and a pink base, but you can see they're not dupes at all. These are gonna look different on the eye. This might, no, never mind. I was gonna say Vermilion, but Vermilion has a pink to gold flip. Here's Forge. I think Forge is also gonna be really deep, even though it still has a green shift. And see, the difference with Smolder and Forge is I think that Forge has a gold in it, whereas Smolder does not. Forge has that gold. I think that if you like duochromes, but you're just getting into them, the ones in Triochrome and the ones in this Dream palette are really great. Last but not least, I have...
It's dead.
What is that, a smashed ant?
No, it's a fly.
Oh, a smashed fly. Last I have Australis from Divina, Aurora Flares. Gonna put that above Vision. Again, I think... Oh, this one's kind of close. It's close. It is close. Okay, so these are all the possible dupes for Vision. Remember, Vision is this shade. Oh no, it's this shade here and this shade here. So you can see those color flips, but I like it. I would not buy the palette for the Vision shade if you have any of these. I'm glad that I bought the palette, but I did not buy the palette for the Vision shade. The Vision shade was a nice addition to the palette. That makes sense. Now, the other one that I was just taking a gander at is the shade Invention, which is like this foiled tangerine duochrome. And I just wanted to see if I had anything like that as well. And I do have a couple. We've got Aztec Ruins from Sydney Grace. This one is gonna be smooth. It's a little more, okay, never mind to that. And let's look at Space Case, which is the first one that I pull out. And this is from Luxie. This is actually a duochrome, whereas Aztec Ruins, which is a gorgeous shade, is more of a foil metallic. I don't think that any, well, no, it's not, I don't think. They're not dupes. Space Case is a great shade. And then I found another shade, because I found when I was tearing my room apart for a Triochrome, I found my Cleona Metallics, which I've been looking for almost a year. And I saw the shade Molten, and let's just swatch that and see. It's from their Circle Shadows. I think they're all a bit different. They're all a bit different. These two, I don't know, they're all a bit different. So I don't really have any real dupes for that, but there's one more shade that I forgot about. And this one is in the Flaming Gold. This is the Palm Leaf palette that my friend Amanda sent me from Tammy Tenuka. Definitely have to check this one out. So Vision is here, the softer, sparklier duochrome. And let's see. Oh, they're really close. But I think that the Tammy Tenuka shade, like the pink part is kind of similar, but it has more of a gold shift versus the green. Yes, give me 1 second, I will get it for you. So again, more gold in the Tammy Tenuka shade, more green in the Natasha Denona shade. Let me just do the Natasha Denona under it again so you can see. And the last thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to compare the Natasha shade with the Amorosa shade. And I also have like Ayana and Maria and a couple of the other ones, but Amorosa is the one that stood out. So you can see that they really look similar, but on, you know, if you swatch it, it might be a totally different thing. So let's just see. They're so creamy and good. Okay, so the Natasha shade is here, Amorosa is here. So do y'all see the difference? Not really in color, but look at the finish. Look how shiny the Natasha shade is compared to Amorosa, which is not a matte, but it looks like almost a matte compared to the sheen here. Like this looks like a gloss to me. And this looks like more of a creamy satin shade. So, but the tones they're really, really, really close. I think that Amorosa, in a way, is more pink. So let me just go into my final thoughts about this collection. I know I've held you all a long time, but if I'm able to have a whole collection like this, I like to be thorough, especially because I didn't have to rush and I'm not getting ready for work right now. I have no regrets about purchasing this collection at all. I really enjoy both looks that I created. I was gonna say I didn't even compare it to other Natasha Denona palettes, but I think that I enjoy this color story better than Retro. So here's Retro, and I enjoy it better than Retro, even though there are a lot of similarities. I'm not gonna go into all the swatches. I could definitely do a separate video on that because you can see that they are like sisters. But the Dream palette has a few like peaches and browns and a couple warm shades that the Retro doesn't have, which would make me reach for the Dream palette a bit more than the Retro. I like the Retro, and I don't have Glam to compare it to because remember, I dismantled Glam. But when I think about the Glam palette, and I think Glam had a black, I'm thinking about this shade, this shade, this shade, and maybe this shade. Those are kind of some glam-esque shades. So it's a nice combo of both palettes. And I wanted to just share the bronze palette because there are a few shades in the Dream palette that remind me of this. And now for this one, I would never say, oh, if you have the bronze palette, you don't need the Dream palette. You know what I mean? There are only a couple shades. These two could go in the bronze palette. You have Edgy, which I didn't use, did I? No. But then look here where you have Rhodium and Deep Dive. So yeah, there's some similarities, and I appreciate that because bronze is one of my favorites. So if I do want to do a little bronze goddess look, which is what I would consider this look, you can do that. And you could even take like one of those cream highlighter shades and do a brow bone highlight, use it for your inner corner highlight, and put on a lipstick that has more like golden tones or golden brown. Yes, like a warm lip look. So I think I've held y'all enough. And if you want to see any more comparisons that I missed, please let me know. I tried to dig through everything that I had. So let me know what you think about this palette or this collection. I think that at this point, I know it seems far away, but we're not very far from the Sephora VIB sale where you could get this palette 20% off, We are not that far away from Black Friday, where Natasha Denona often has some really great sales, and she also will have palette bundles. And I don't know if she's gonna have a bundle with the My Dream palette and another one, but I could see her doing a bundle for My Dream in Retro, or My Dream in Glam, or My Dream in, I mean, maybe even one of her larger palettes. I don't know what she has planned or what she has planned for holidays, so we just have to stay tuned. I do think I will do a Sephora recommendation video, because I really do think that some brands are worth waiting for Black Friday, because the sales are gonna be better than what's on Sephora. But would I recommend this palette? Yes. Performance-wise, it is Natasha Denona. Like, it does not disappoint. And to be honest, the only palette that I just couldn't gel with from Natasha Denona, and part of me wants to give it another chance, but I don't own it anymore, and I definitely wouldn't pay full price for it, but it was the Zen No palette. That palette, I just couldn't, I don't know, maybe I'll watch another video on it. Let me know if you like the Zen No palette. Let me know. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and Makeup. I know it was really in depth, but I love talking about makeup, and I hope that this was very helpful to you. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself, talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.